Would help if I turned the microphone on. That would be a good source of audio. Okay, so let's see if we have audio now. And then let's also... This song's kind of ass, I'm going to be honest. Hang on, live chat, skip. There we go, much better. And then echo, hello world. Just make sure everything's running. Yeah, and we got volume. Nice. Beautiful. Alright, now let's get TikTok going too. Just for fun. TikTok Studio does have audio. Kayaking in the canyon, we're going live. Alright, live on both platforms, nice. Okay, so getting the kayak down here is going to be a real pain in the ass, but that's a problem for us to worry about in a bit. What we're going to do first is just start inflating things. Getting stuff ready to get down there. And also TikTok, you guys will be happy I fixed your audio. Kinda. And by fixed your audio, I mean I got the delay from 6 seconds down to about a quarter second. So, wait, I need to... What should the order be? Because I can't... If I inflate it now, it's going to be a pain in the ass. If I inflate it later, it's also going to be a pain in the ass. Let's just get the fin in now. Let's have some fun. This part tends to be a little easier when it's like this. Oil. Classic Central Oregon shitbox just went by. While I get ready with my Central. Come on, get in there. Whew. Yeah, fuck. Bonk, bonk, bonk. Come on. Go through. It's like bing, bing, bonk, bonk. I'm close with no cigar, which is always annoying. You know. 5. Come on to the live chat while I'm here. What are you doing? I'm putting together a kayak. My fin is just ever so slightly too small. So I have to hit it a lot in order to get it to go in. The heck? Now what? Okay, you know what? This stupid pin is always giving me grief, so I'm just gonna take it off. This pin's kind of booty. There we go. How's it going, James? Where is my inflator? DIY shark? Not sure what you mean by that. You mean the fin? Or something else? And I'm always afraid I'm walking into something like a Mark give me the zuck whenever you guys say weird words like the DIY shark. Which, by the way, that's like totally caused me brain rot at my job. Because I'll see names like people will apply to like positions, and their name will be Candace, and my brain automatically goes to like, wait, am I getting pranked? I'm like, no, I'm not. That's a resume. That's not somebody in chat saying their friend's name is Candace. Uh-oh. Sheriff might be causing me problems here. It's going a little slow. Let's see if he stops. How's it going, boss? Good. What can I have compression layers under, so I'll be plenty warm. Yeah, and I'm gonna move the car out of the way, so. Yeah, I was gonna put in down over there, just so I don't have to go down this steep part. I didn't want to walk it all the way from that corner. Yeah, I want to go down into the canyon a little bit. That tends to be where the good fish are. You need my license or anything? All right, boss. Well, thank you. You have a good day, sir. I will, sir. All right, chat, and that's how you avoid getting a ticket. I'm super illegally parked, by the way. You call that being nice privileges, I guess. 234, beautiful. All right, can you go? What a chill. Yeah, the officers here are pretty chill. That was a sheriff. The sheriffs tend to be nice. The ODFW people I'm a little more concerned about. ODFW people are often kind of bored and looking for ways. Speaking of ODFW people, I see one now. Go. He just wants to make sure I know what I'm getting into because it's cold as hell. You can get a high for me. I don't know why you'd want one, but you can. Let me go put this thing away. You would have had questions about that one. Okay. Let's go get a... I also think I'm gonna just toss the line out while I'm here and getting everything all set up. Because why not? ODFW is the Fish and Wildlife, Oregon Department of Fish and Wildlife. And this time of the year, they tend to be pretty bored. So, like, you know, obviously they're nice people, but they'll stop you just to stop you because they're bored. And nothing's happening this time of the year. So I'm pretty sure I see one of their boats down there. And it sucks because that's where I need to go. And he's like, right... 100% gonna stop me as soon as I come and ask me for stuff. But again, that's I have all my licenses. I will not be harassed in my private domicile, or whatever that line is. This is a private domicile, and I will not be harassed. By the way, that's what we're going to be fishing with later today. And that's why I need to go down. I'm not allowed to use that in the state park or the what's it called? PGE land. But I can use it in the BLM land down in that canyon. So we're gonna have some fun. It's a super fun fishing rod, by the way. It's literally a potato cannon. It's so great. Dude, it's so much fun. Like, once we get going, I'll show you how it works. And it's like also one of my most chaotic things because can't really fire it in any direction, like any reliable direction. It kind of just goes where it goes. Sometimes it goes 20 feet, sometimes it goes 150 feet. But luckily when you're in like a place like this, it doesn't really matter where it lands. It just matters that there's a worm on it and the worm stays on. All right. By the way, it is 32 degrees today, and I am going to be cold as balls all day. There we go. Okay. And this is going to be, I'm just going to turn this into the potato cannon rig when I'm done, so I can have 2 rigs. Here we go. Nice. We are 2/3 done with the boat. Let's go do the last part of the boat real quick. What do you mean you had a home in the Oahu's? You mean like a ranch out there? Or do you mean like Jordan Valley area? There we go. Yep. The Oahu's super nice area. Like if you guys ever want to go like super off-road in the US, just find any spot on the Oahu Canyon and just go for it. And the cool part is it doesn't really matter where. And because it doesn't really matter where, like there's no point in like asking me for spots. You just go anywhere on, it's like hundreds of miles of canyons and you'll have a great time. And what like the cool thing is, all of my followers can, you know, go to the Oahu Canyon at some point in their life. And it's just so vast and so sparse, they'll never see each other. Like, there's infinite camping sites, essentially. There's like infinite places to camp, infinite places to do cool shit. So many fish. It's really dangerous though, because of how remote it is and how many rattlesnakes there are. But you know, if you're super backcountry off-roading, you're kind of expecting that. And it doesn't even have to be the Oahu. Like there's tons of other areas. Just go onto a map, just like find the population density and then just look for like public land. And it doesn't matter where you are in like eastern, you know, western Idaho, eastern Oregon, you'll find cool shit. Yeah, 250 acres in the Oahe is sick. Were you like down by the river, up by the reservoir, below the reservoir? The reservoir is also a good spot. Reservoir with a boat, like a motorized boat, so you can go anywhere on the reservoir, is total game changer. It's like just incredibly beautiful, incredibly unique location. If you go to the campsites though, there's a few designated campsites, and those campsites can get kind of crowded. And it's usually crowded with like crazy people. So you gotta be a little careful if you're just going there like solo. You're gonna be around others. But if you got like, you know, a 10 horsepower boat, and you just go down to the boat launch at the state park, and you just go to any of the beaches, you won't be around anyone else for miles. And then there's tons of like just cool shit to hike around, climb, go off trail. And it's super popular with hunters, so it's all tracked out too. What else am I missing? Do we start moving the shit down? Yeah, out east you can get a ton of land, by the way. The reason you can get a ton of land is because it's pretty shitty land, like all things considered. But it is, you know, like if you're okay with mercury water being 200 miles away from a grocery store, it's a pretty cool life. I wouldn't do it. Me and Brooke talked about it, like just getting a cabin when we have a little bit more money. But even then, it's like, how often would we use the cabin? Probably not that much. Okay. I'm gonna put this here. Now the hard part is going to be getting this thing down to the water. Because, like, I don't know if you guys noticed, it's basically a straight cliff. And there are places over here, like over there on that little lip, I should be able to walk down. So I'm going to try that. I don't think I can get too close to it with my thing. Sorry, my Starlink without that dropping. So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna make an executive content decision. My audio is kind of gonna phase in and out while I do this, but we're gonna go put the camera down on this thing, so that way you always have a view of me. All right. And I know you guys probably can't see it so well. This really is the best I can do. And when I get too far away from the Starlink, it's going to start glitching out. What do you mean I dematerialized? Did my thing crash? No, I didn't crash. Okay. Yeah, so now we're kind of, I call this headless mode, where I am now moving around, trying to keep everything reasonably close together. Here, let's move the camera slightly. There you go. Perfect. And I'm like moving all the antennas and stuff to the center. And then you'll periodically see me walk by with stuff as I bring it down to the river. And then, of course, if I get a fish, I'll just grab the camera and run over. There we go. Beautiful. All right, so now we got our antenna over there. And I'm gonna be, you guys see that little ledge down there? That's gonna be my launching point. So I don't think you guys can see it very well while the camera's down. And also the audio, again, the audio is gonna kind of crap out when I get far away and come back in. The only bummer is now if I trip and fall, you guys won't see it on camera. I guess. There's one. Oh, it's over there. Oh, come on. Whoa! I'm good. I'm good, chat. Don't worry about me. All right. Nice. Hello. I slipped at the very end, but I didn't fall. Okay. Here we go. All right, back we go. Okay. Next, I need to bring down probably the poles. right now. All right. AKA it's freezing cold. Yum. All right. Pass number 2. If I fall, I'm about to. Uh-oh, down I go. Yeah. Hello again, chat. I'm gonna go toss the line out down here now. One of the fun things about Billy Chinook, you don't have to toss the line very far in order to get to some super deep water. Go, okay. Let me now think about what I, need. I have my net, I have my pliers, I have my hooks, I have my poles, I need my life jacket. The heck, am I on something? I was just snagged. Oh well. Let's see if I have a hook still. Don't. Okay, not the end of the world. I'll just retie this. Oh, I need the hairspray and the lighter. Oh, no lighter, but the sparker. Okay, this should be my last trip down, so I'm gonna think hard about what I need. Okay, we got the thingies. And I know I'm kind of ignoring chat right now. Okay. This is going to be the hardest one because I have to do it while carrying. You know what? I'll make another pass. What I'm going to do is I'm going to leave the Starlink up here. The Starlink and the server. Just because they're the two most fragile pieces. And we'll carry these down individually. Just so I don't unplug anything by mistake. All right, chat. Hello again. Finally back in a first-person mode. I cannot be showing off that part to the camera, otherwise you're gonna know what I'm using as an accelerant. Just realize I have to be a smart streamer, not just a fun one. Okay. Don't look, chat. Thank you. Thank you. Okay, there we go. So that's where we're going. There's my antenna. I gotta bring this stuff down too. Gonna put you back on. It is pretty atrocious conditions. All right, and then we're just gonna bring these two things back down individually. That way I don't destroy them. It's like almost $1,000 of electric equipment right there. Oh, and I just realized I still need to move the car too. So yeah, I do have to come back up anyway. All right. I guess that's not the end of the world then. Okay. Enough being a pansy. I just gotta do this. Should have kept my shoes on for one more lap. And the boat that looks suspiciously like an ODFW boat is just kind of waiting for me by the looks of it. They might see me. Some dudes with a boat that happens to look like an ODFW boat for fun. I would kind of do that if I was honest. I'd paint my boat gray. Actually, that's a kind of funny meta idea for fishing. Because if you paint your boat to look gray, like the Fish and Game boats, and you like rock up to a reef or something, the other fishermen aren't gonna go steal your spot because they're gonna think you're Fish and Game and they don't want to be harassed. All right, Chad, got a very important job for you. I'm gonna need you guys to just entertain yourselves for the next 2 to 3 minutes while I scramble up one more time, move my car, and then come back. That is a fisher boat. Dude, that is funny as fuck. He's painted himself the color as the fish and game boats, I think, so people don't bug him. Anyway. All right, chat. Hopefully you guys have been good. All right, now to put all this together. Hey, look at that guy. Guy has like salmon setups in a lake with no salmon. Actually, he might be going for steelhead, so I shouldn't judge him too hard. But look at those colors. He's literally an imposter. Okay. We'll put that in there to keep it dry. And then we'll start bungeeing. Where's the long lens? Here we go. Here we go. There we go. Okay. We're gonna need this, worms. I'm also gonna need bread at some point, so I might as well get that out now. Hey chat, let's go get this bread. And you know what? This is a horrendous camera angle, so I'm gonna go put this down over here and you guys can get some third person action. Uh-oh. There we go. Hi. All right. Let's go see what chat's talking about. I still have 8 viewers, so the video quality must not be atrocious today. By the way, how's the audio timing? Not necessarily just the quality, but how's like the timing of it all? I think this goes here. I just have to think about how to assemble this portion of it because it's kind of a puzzle. No. This goes further back, right? Yeah, this goes further back. Okay, so then this goes here or here. It goes here. And then here. Oh, come on. My potato cannon's gonna cause problems. Hopefully my pants aren't going down because I do that sometimes. There we go. Then let's go set this up. Perfect. All right. out. There we go. Gonna tie this down today so I don't have to deal with it sloshing around like it always does. Nice. Okay. Then next I need to attach this. This is always the scary part, at least for me. This is the part under the most tension. And it's touching something super fragile. Here, Oma. And then we can put this under tension back here. Then all the forces should be balanced. Carefully line this up. Okay, and this is what we're going to be fishing with today. I have to be really careful of these around an inflatable, obviously, but we're going to be using a size 5 Rapala. Oh, Jesus. Hang on. For fuck's sake. I just hooked my pants. Here we go. Let's put these down over here. Come on. I really don't want to get my pliers out for this. Come on, man. But I might have to. There we go. Okay. Anyway, what I was saying is we have an 1/8 ounce rooster tail. I swear to God, if that would have got me again, I would have been really upset. And then I'm going to upgrade this weight to a 4 ounce because we're going into significantly deeper water. This is not a stolen fishing spot today. We're just playing around with a really fun rod. So not all of my content is stolen stuff. And there's only a couple areas in Oregon where I'm even allowed to use this thing. Yeah, I do have extra weights. I'm just going through my checklist of what I have and what I'm missing. Because once I get into the water, it's going to be really hard to solve problems. By the way, now that the audio thing is kind of hidden, is it still doing well? Like, is it still... Can you guys hear everything all right still? I just want to make sure I'm not, like, ear raping you guys right now. Because it's going to be like this for the next 3 hours. Okay, let's get this down. seal this up. There we go. Do I even have audio? I do have audio. Huh. Let's stash this so it's out of the way. Stash. Okay, I do have a heavyweight. I thought I was going crazy. What is it, 6? Yeah, 6. Nice. Oh, I bet this would be a really safe, the bungee box would probably be a really safe spot in the future. Okay, I just need one person to confirm the audio is working before I move on. Yo, how's it going, gamers? Hey, Noah. Noah, can you confirm the audio is working? I trust you. Is the audio good? If you say yes, I'm pretty much ready to go. Noah has the option to do the funniest thing right now, by the way. And just totally lie. Yeah, it's perfect. Okay, good. Noah had the opportunity to just straight gaslight me for the next 4 hours. I'm not gonna troll today. I appreciate that, boss. Okay. Okay, and then today we're gonna do something kind of cool. This is gonna be experimental. It might go horrendously, and I might bail right away. But I kind of want to have like a third person stream, if that makes sense. So I'm gonna try to set up the camera here. Like underneath some of these wires. But I gotta be really careful not to unplug anything. Otherwise we're gonna have a bad time. Okay, hang on, let me think this through. Also, I do think I fixed the audio problem on TikTok. But if it doesn't end up being fixed, if it's still like off time by a lot, then I'm not gonna do it. That way you don't like hear my voice before you see the lips moving. I think that could be a little weird. Then I'm going to put this through here. Connection lost, fuck. And now skin to would you color? No way, what failed? Color and so why is it reconnecting? All right, did we bring it back? No, it's not. It's having issues. Can you guys hear me by any way? Huh. Fuck. How do I fix this? Let's just kill this. Let's see if Pieberry Raz has any error messages. In, out, buffer error. Okay. What's failing? The connection to 0.9006. Fuck. So wait, you guys can still hear me? I'm just gonna hard reset the stream. Alright, we should be back. Let's get the GoPro going. Stuff back here. Do 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 do. Come on, launch global. Maybe you can do Ooh, that's disconnected. What the fuck? Why can't you connect? I just have to reboot this. Fucking Saturday. Wrong password? What do you mean wrong password? It's just one more weak link. You. Okay. You're powered on. Are you able to connect? Okay, thank you very much, Mr. GoPro app. We got all the locks free, we got the audio flowing. Will you cooperate? What the fuck? Is it just too close to the Wi-Fi? Is that what's going on here? I'll move you further out. Now everything resumes, ideally. Right? Everything goes back to normal. Everything looks like it's back to normal. Okay, there we go. But we don't have a microphone. So what's going on with the echo? It's having trouble opening the file, so we just can close you. Okay. Frame size not set. Are we up? That usually means it's starting to process audio. The microphone should be back. That was a stupid bug to troubleshoot. Come on. There we go. We're back. All right. There we go. Oh, someone on YouTube is back. Got the video working. Yeah, Joel, you'll never guess what the bug was. The bug was so unbelievably stupid. The bug is, if you put the GoPro too close to the Starlink, it can't connect to the Wi-Fi because it's like Wi-Fi is supposed to be, you know, broad range. So I guess it just gets overwhelmed with its own signal and just gets confused, which is so stupid to try to troubleshoot. One of the dumbest things I've ever had to troubleshoot. All right, well, it looks like we're back. Hello. Sorry for the disconnection where I set everything back. Apparently, I can't put my GoPro there because it's too close to the Wi-Fi connection. I thought something had unplugged, so I was unplugging everything and trying to figure it out. And then I just realized, like, every time the antenna was further away, it would turn back on. And then I put 2 and 2 together eventually, where it's just like, wait a second, it's the distance. That thing is probably, like, echoing crazy. And it's probably getting super confused. Which means that, unfortunately, I gotta build a separate platform for both the antenna and the camera in the future. But again, that is a future problem. We have a fully assembled kayak. The wind is dying down. It allegedly is supposed to get a little sunnier too. Allegedly, though. I wouldn't trust that at all. I've got a live chat. Hey Jay, how's it going? Welcome back, everyone. Sorry about the stream crash, but that's the price of progress. I'm just gonna stick these bungee cords down here. I don't want to move my boat. I know they're kind of useful, but still, I'll be back. Chat, don't let me forget about these. I feel like they're obvious enough that especially once I start taking bungee cords out and looking for the container, I'll remember where they are. So I'll just stick that there. That's not littering. I'll be back for it. All right. What do you guys think? Should I put a worm on this before I go? I feel like a worm. I think a worm is lucky. Can't explain why. Just feel like that today. So our rig is going to be Rapala, rooster tail, worm in the middle. I should do like one of those poll things. Because apparently TikTok now supports polls where it's like trying to ask for your opinions on things. But I think it'd be really fun as like a prediction mechanism. Kind of similar to the old Instagram streams, but without any sort of, points or winning or anything. What do you guys think? Should I run one of those just for old time's sake? Whatever you do, don't expect it to become a regular thing though, because I don't want to be spamming you guys with like engagement. I hate it when people engagement farm, so I don't want to stoop to that level. Oh, I only have bait holders. Well, I don't have circle hooks today, which is slightly sad. That means if we get a smaller fish, we might have to keep it, just so we don't end up killing it. Bait holders are more likely to hook a fish, but they're also more likely to hook a fish in a fatal place, which is why it's more ethical to use circle hooks. But believe me, I'm not running back to my car just for a circle hook. I've had enough running back and troubleshooting things. I just want to get on the water. There we go. Let's get a worm on. Oh, why is this wet? It's not good for the worms. I mean, this is not good for the worms either, but still. There we go. All right, so worm, Rapala, worm, rooster tail. My money's personally on the worm. Just because I know if there's a bass in these waters, the bass will go straight for the worm. Then again, the bass actually... Maybe it'll be the rooster tail. I don't know, because I just kind of realized the bass are not active right now. The bass are all super dormant. They do not want to be out in these temperatures. Okay. Let's see what you guys are saying. Worms, don't put it in the water. Yeah, that's the thing. Like, I know I'm going to kill the worms, but I still try to be nice to them. And, you know, I don't want them to be stressed out for days because, you know, I don't go through all the worms in a single day. So I don't want them to be like suffering for potentially days at a time because I was lazy about the water. That to me doesn't feel like good stewardship. Oh. Okay. All right. Let's get down to business. I'm probably just going to kind of like paddle out into the wind and let it take me around. I am a little worried about how close that rooster tail is to the side of the boat, so let's go unhook it. Treble hooks are so cringe. There we go. And I'm just going to set it up so it kind of sits like this. Slowly lower it down. That guy got a crazy fish finder. I'm so tempted to go crash him because if he's circling, there might be kokanee. Okay. And now when we just paddle, this should start to spool itself behind us. There's the ODFW, or fake ODFW boat. All right, there we go. There we go. Thanks, Rizzler. We'll get this probably out about 100 feet behind us. That should be enough, and then we just tighten the drag. And now we can just chill and go down the canyon. No. Awesome. Now that I am by myself, turn the audio back on. There we go. See ya, Noah. Any luck? Nice. Wait, there's kokanee here? They're here? Ooh. I wish I brought my fish finder now. Yeah, I got an extra one. Okay, by the cliffs. Cool, thanks, boss. You guys using corn or something else for him? Okay. Well, good luck on the bulls. Let's see if I have any. What do you call them? I don't have any treble hooks. Oh well. Is the bag limit 10 or 25 in this lake? Okay. I love kokanee, so I'm not going. Let's go catch some little sockeye salmons, chat. Yum. They make a really good sushi. Oh, by the way, like later tonight, I'm going to be installing a fish finder on this thing. So we'd be able to go find the kokanee schools ourselves. But for now, we're just utilizing our gentleman. All right. I bet muskies are really fun to fish for. I just realized my rig is 4 hooks. So if ODFW does stop me, I'll be in trouble. I should probably go fix that at some point. I didn't think about that because I'm only using 3 lures. It's very technically illegal, but still within the spirit of the rules. Grab the corn out of here. This is a bad idea. That was really risky. Probably shouldn't do that again. Oh, come on, don't let go of this. If I let go of this, it's gonna be a big problem. There we go. Okay. That's the thing holding my antenna together. Yeah, hybrid bass aren't native to Oregon, so They don't really have them. By the way, it's not a fish. I just have a really heavy, what do you call, weight on. You guys want to know how stupid kokanee are? This is going to work. You can literally put shumeg corn Oh, don't fucking go overboard. God damn it. You can put shumeg corn on these spinners, and the kokanee will eat it off of the spinner and get hooked. They're like really dumb. Let's go send this down. All right. See ya, Jay. Seems like about the right depth. And now we can just chill. Now I can eat some of the corn. I should probably rinse my hands off. There we go. All right. Let's go reset the TTS while we're here. Is that just my freaking thing? This being super loud? Oh yeah, it's just my text-to-speech is going the whole time, just really quiet compared to my drum and bass playing. All right. Why is your voice so low? Okay. There we go. Now everything's back to normal. My favorite fish to catch is kokanee. Just because they're really stupid and easy. They don't really fight much. You can just wait for them to take your corn, then you pull them back up. That and lingcod. Definitely kokanee for like these kind of lakes, and lingcod for the ocean. Watch me catch a bull trout in front of these guys with their fancy boat. Their fish finder. That would be so funny. I might go a little closer to them. Thanks, Sam. Put a lot of effort into those intros. I mean, it's only $10. The thing is, somebody's got to. In principle, I don't mind too much the ocean endorsement. The thing that always annoys me about Oregon is that if something benefits like the rural folk have to pay for it. And if something benefits Portland, the state pays for it. That's like my only gripe about it. Where it's like their light rail is over budget. So they're passing a statewide gas tax, even though 60% of the state doesn't even live next to their rail. Because, oh, we got to come together for these big investments. But then when it comes to like investing in ODFW, they're like, oh, fuck you. Portland people don't have to pay for that. That's the ocean people. If they're just more consistent about it, I wouldn't complain. By the way, these would be really fun rocks to jump off of. Check out how tall this shit is. This is crazy. But at the end of the day, it's only like $10, so I just bought it. Not the end of the world. They got a kokanee. It'll be my turn to get a kokanee soon. They just tossed it back. What losers. I don't think they realize how good kokanee taste. They taste super good. They taste like salmon. They taste like sockeye salmon. I might as well go rig this up while I'm here. And toss this down. I'm not going to fire yet because I don't want to freak them out. Yeah, they're landlocked sockeyes. And they don't grow very big. They only grow to like 10 inches. I mean, technically they grow to like 14 or 15 before they breed. But just like salmon, once they breed, they die. So typically when they get to that size, they just swim upriver and they go do their mating thing and then they're gone. Then there's another generation of kokanee. So it's rare to catch them more than 10 inches. And I know in this lake you're not supposed to keep them if they're more than, I think, 14 or 15, because that's a breeding sized one. You're definitely not supposed to keep them if they're red. Anyway, I do have a 2-rod validation, so I might as well take use of it. I'll just drop this down over here. And yes, this is the potato rod gun. We are going to have fun with it later. It's a mystery. You see, I'm using a satellite connection, which totally works when you're in a canyon like this. In order to explain how I have connection, by the way, it would take way too long. And frankly, it's like my trade secret, so even if we had the time. Yeah, even satellites should not be working. What do you mean? Satellites are good at dealing with big cliffs on both sides and waves. You know, if there's one thing satellites are really good at, it's rocking motions, right? And you know what satellites are actually really good at? Is transmitting audio without audio glitches. That's why satellite phones have the best quality. Bro, it's in a digital dead zone. I know, it's amazing. This is not pre-recorded. Give me a number to show on my hands, and I'll show that number. Just gonna get out of here. 6, 7. To be fair though, that would be pretty easy to guess and pre-record. The timing wouldn't be though. Is that you have internet address? Oh. Well, thanks for the follow, boss. I'm gonna get back towards that cliff. And then look for more kokanee. Yeah, Joker. Obviously, Starlink does a lot of the heavy lifting for this stream, but Starlink alone would not make this possible. Like, if you guys ever get curious, just like look up somebody else who streams on Starlink. It'll be like jittery and choppy, and you wouldn't be having this like noise canceled audio. Well, like that's the thing, Big. Starlink doesn't work here. So there's actually a homemade little Linux server behind the Starlink that actually handles everything to make this possible. So like obviously Starlink initializes the connection, but the connection is shaky at best. So we have a little Raspberry Pi running a Linux server with custom audio and video encoding. And then that's being transmitted back to my home computer. And my home computer is the thing that's adding like the audio and music and putting everything back together. But like, just so you have expectation management, it's like $1,000 of equipment to make this work. Actually more than that if you count the GoPro. I just have a 50,000 milliamp battery that powers the Starlink, and a 25,000 milliamp hour that powers the server. So between the two of them, I get about 8 hours of continuous uptime. In a canyon like this, the Starlink is struggling though. So the Starlink's probably consuming about 1.5 times its normal power. That's just a 4. It's optimized to hell though. Yeah, there are some good spots to live stream fishing, but you're gonna find there's a lot of other challenges beyond just getting internet. First of all, they got all the fish apparently. The firepower, you know what? We're probably far enough away. A potato cannon fishing rod. It's one of the more ridiculous things I've built. I'm just trying to catch a kokanee first, and then we'll use it. But it's so much fun. I just remote into my PC to control it. I just use, on the Raspberry Pi, I'm running AnyDesk. But AnyDesk struggles with satellite connections because of like the drops that make it impossible to stream regular video. So I have to use Chrome Remote Desktop. Nothing too fancy though. Just see if we got anything. Nope. Looked like we had a strike on this thing though, because he's down. It's crazy how I'm like a few feet from the shore and it's like 100-something feet deep here. How does it feel to live the life I want to go fishing like that, bro? AnyDesk is goated though. There's a reason all the scammers use it. God, I wish I had my wetsuit on now and it was summer. In the summertime, I'm gonna come back here. I'm gonna like backflip off these cliffs. I don't know how Shimano DC is, but thanks. Well, the other thing is like, I know how to write my own software. So the YouTube stream, because YouTube has an open API, I can read comments. So those comments go into my, what's it called? Get converted to speech. And then they play in my headset, so I don't even have to look down to read them. And it's so convenient when I'm like ski touring and stuff. Like sometimes when I'm ski touring, I won't even fire up a live stream on TikTok because I don't want to have to be looking at my phone the whole time. But then TikTok's also nice because you can just go live. Like YouTube, they make you like create the live stream, schedule it, make you verify that it's not for kids, put a thumbnail up. But sometimes I'm just like, I'm going kayaking. Let's give TikTok something to watch. Yeah, I mean, big if you want, if you're an adult. Let me put that huge caveat there. If you're a rational adult, then just send me a DM if you're around here. I feel like that's just because we're all autistic on some level. Like we all have some level of neurodivergence. And the second we come across a disposable income, it's like, let's go back into nature. Yeah, Joel, I'm based out of the Bend area, but I spend a lot of time on the coast too. I always thought it'd be fun to have like people on the stream, but I just have to vet them first. Make sure they're like an adult. Make sure they're not just gonna rant about politics the whole time or, you know, say racial slurs or crazy shit like that. There's a lot of weird people on the internet. A lot of cool people, but also a lot of the people who want to get on to like live streams with 10 people aren't the kind of people you want on live streams. So I love how in like 5 or 10 years a comp sci degree is just going to be how to use ChatGPT and Claude effectively. Or not just going to be that, but that's going to be a huge part of it. Are you in that, again, I don't want to dox you, Joel, but are you in the spot where, how do I describe this in a spot in words that you would understand? There's the road to the reservoir that if you keep going, you end up like 50 miles in Klamath. But it's a nice reservoir and you get nice into the national forest, and right in front of that, it's a town that's all nice and flat with a ton of cows. I mean, the AI bubble might burst, but the AIs are still here. It's like the .com bubble burst, but the internet never went away. And all the people who are like refusing to utilize the internet and email and shit, when they were cheering when the NASDAQ crashed. Those are the tech dinosaurs who are struggling to find Control-C on their keyboard now. And unless you want to be one of those grandmas, you better learn how it works and you better learn how to use the tool right. Like 16 miles from me, lol. Yeah, I know exactly where you are. That place is crazy for like brook trout and red bands, by the way. That's close to where we have a secret spot up in the mountains over there. And we typically come home with between 30 and 50 brookies on a weekend trip. And then we just make a bunch of char burgers. It's such a goated place. I just want to move to Canada and fish all day. If you live in America, Canada's probably not going to take you right now. Like, I know America doesn't treat its immigrants very well, but Canada isn't even taking immigrants right now. Like, unless you're a nurse or a doctor, they'll be like, oh, we got enough IT guys. Rent in Vancouver is expensive enough. Oh, the UK? Yeah, UK's horrendous for fishing, right? That's what I heard. I don't want to talk bad about your country, but I heard it's not a great place to catch fish. All right, chat, let's go have some fun. I'm gonna put this behind me. I'm gonna go see if I have anything on this. Well, actually I have to reel it in anyway, so. We're gonna replace this with a worm. The socialist. Yeah, things come and go in waves. But if you feel like the UK is socialist, I don't understand the point of moving to Canada. Canada's not exactly much better when it comes to things like free speech, especially if you're not a citizen. Apparently the US isn't super keen on free speech these days either. It's kind of weird how that's been a problem like all over the world lately. Oh shit. But then again, we weren't super keen on the free speech in the 50s. So things are better now than they were. Things will always get better. I tend to be one of those guys who thinks things generally trend in the right direction. And even if we don't know it's the right direction yet. Like, I'll be wrong about a lot of things. Oh shit. What do we have? Is that just a snag? Or did it actually have something? Oh yeah, it's just a snag. I'm in really shallow water right now. Did I lose anything? What did I lose? Fuck. Okay. Hang on, chat. I might want to park, actually. I want to park to do this. But that's why I keep the $10 Rapala on top. So that if I do get snag, it's not the end of the world. Always look for rattlesnakes, by the way, when you're landing in these kind of places. There tends to be a lot of them, like right near the shores. Do I even have a landing spot here? I do. Give me my freaking Rapala back. And we'll put it up here. All right, let's have some fun. You just... What'd you just realize? Motherfucker! God damn it. That's why we wear slippers. Not shoes. Okay. Let's go grab a worm. There we go. I am the Tinder fishing spot bandit. Yeah, my foot just slipped off the rock. I didn't hurt myself. It's just annoying. And I got my foot wet. That's why we don't wear shoes, because my socks will dry pretty quick. So it's all good. Now, if this boat disappears, I am so SOL. So I gotta really make sure it's landed well. Okay. All right. Damn it. Getting wet. Okay. I'm gonna go put this by the way, this is a crazy ass spot. I'm gonna go up there later after I had some fun with the fire fishing. All right, let's go put this here. Hello. All right. So basically the way this works is I'm going to put a worm, obviously, on the hook. Just like normal. And then we take a little slice of white bread. I found white bread works way better than whole grain bread for this. And the reason I'm using bread instead of like paper or something is because it's not terrible for the environment. Okay. So we put our worm on. Then we wrap the worm. So we essentially make like a worm sandwich like this. We just wrap it up. And we put it down the barrel. Okay. I'll answer your question in just a second. I'm doing something. Okay. All right, and then we just measure out about there. Push this down. Okay. And then we take, oh, I'm not even on camera. Where is my fuel? Here's my fuel. I don't want all the children on TikTok to figure out what this fuel is, so I'm going to try my best to hide it. And you gotta be really quick with this step, so. You tighten this back up, aim it, and then in theory, it should just fire. You know, chat, sometimes I'm not the brightest bulb. I want to see if anybody could tell what my mistake was. Anybody clever enough to see what I did wrong there? Anybody see the step I forgot to do? Because I was so distracted by explaining it. Here. I'll have to rebuild the rig. That's a hint as to what went wrong. Yep, the bell wasn't flipped. I always do this on this thing because I don't think about it like a fishing rod. I think about it as a potato cannon. And that's obviously not something you have to do on a potato cannon, so I never think about it. And now I'm really glad I brought extra line and weights. Otherwise that would have been a sad way to lose my only rig. Speaking of my rigs, where the heck is my line? Whew. Oh, here it is. Let's move you onto the rocks even better. Just kidding. Just keeping the boat out of the water as much as possible. Because if that thing goes in the water, I have to swim for it, and I don't want to swim for it. Okay. So, here, let's build the rig together. So we got our line. Gonna do a standard high-low rig. I do high-low rig, so kind of like it's less likely to get all snagged up when it fires. Okay, one. I also just really like high-low rigs in general. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, there we go. 1. I am fishing in BLM land. Very important distinction. I am not in state park land. I am not on private property. I am not by a road. And that's all important because those are all rules in order to fire what is classified as a weapon, which a potato cannon in Oregon is technically a weapon. So the only way to do this and not get into a heap load of trouble is to do it in the spot like this, where the rules are kind of anything goes, have fun. BLM is honestly like the coolest type of land. It's like the land that nobody wants. So they're like, do whatever. You find cool rocks? Awesome. You want to go camping? Yeah, camp here up to 2 weeks. No fees. Doesn't cost you a penny. Oh, you want to go hunt? Yeah, sure, go hunt. You want to shoot guns? Oh, just do it safely. You're allowed to shoot guns. Versus like national forest land, the second you give those rangers power, they make all sorts of rules that don't make any sense. And I get it, like they're just trying to protect their forest, but still, some of the rules they come up with are pretty weird. Like Forest Service, the kind of people who would pay you $10 to go, charge you $10 to go fishing. Oh, we stalked the fish. Yeah, you stalked them on... I think my text-to-speech bot just died. I hope nothing else died. No. Yeah. The worm's getting away. I should really be doing this on camera so these funny moments get captured. Okay, hello. I'm back to being a professional content creator. You probably could in BLM land. That's what's fun about it. It's like as long as you're not putting anybody in danger, is generally okay. So like there's rules about, like you can't shoot across a road, even in BLM land, for hopefully obvious reasons. But outside of that, it kind of is. It's literally the Wild West in most cases. Okay. I'm gonna go get more bread. I was gonna leave my freaking slippers off. I'm a man. Okay, so again, you get your little worm. You make a worm sandwich. You make sure you put it all in a way that makes sense. And then you just wrap a little cylinder like this. And you shove the cylinder down. Okay. Then you measure about there. Push down. Lift up the wire gate this time, like smart people who know how to fish. Okay, perfect. Then you put your little, you get your thing ready, because you got to be fast with it. Blow your accelerant in. Come on. You got to line everything up. Okay, cap it off. Double check the wire gate. All right, chat, here we go. Come on. Just the ratio real quick. I didn't go very far. You know what my favorite part about this thing is though? So like while we're fishing and waiting for things, there's actually nothing stopping you from just shooting bread. What the heck? Ah. They ended my live because I didn't complete the puzzle in time. I thought I was in trouble for using the potato cannon. All right, there we go. All right, we should be back. My favorite part about this setup, by the way, is that there's nothing really stopping you from just firing it off again. Or like dry firing it is also super fun too. So dry firing it's when you go like this. Here, let's go dry fire it just for fun before we put anything in. Gotta be a little quicker on dry firing, but essentially you go. It makes a bigger bang too. More of a whoosh than a bang though, because there's nothing plugging it. Come on. Stuck, stuck. Come on, get the ratio right. All right, is my sparker just janky today? What's going wrong? Let's go look at the sparker. No, it's sparking all right. There we go. That's gonna go make another bread ball real quick. So apparently the TikTok live disconnected from inactivity right before I shot the bread ball. So I'm gonna go, we do have our line in the water, but I'm just gonna show you guys what it looks like when we fire it. Line everything up. Fuck you. So basically, it just looks like this. Come on. Come on. Not enough air. This thing is so much fun, bro. This is like when I'm a little kid again. Yeah, I can never figure out a good ratio for this thing because of how small it is. But here, let's go launch another. I didn't want like a crazy potato cannon, so I made it kind of small. That means I think the ratio is a little weird, but here, let's go put this in. Oh, that's actually going to tangle. Hang on. I got a new piece of bread. Yeah, I mean, the thing about potato cannons is they're pretty dangerous. And I I'm really cautious. I'm really worried about like children copying me, because there's a lot of children on TikTok, and children generally won't have the right like intuition about what's a good idea and what's not. Children just see something fun and like, ooh, let's go. So that's why I try to keep everything small. And it's thing, every once in a while, it fires really far. Okay, we open up the wire gate because we are we have free will. We can learn things. Yeah, everything is clear. Yep. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So if it doesn't click right away, I know it's too rich. I let it air out a little, put it back in. And there we go. And the thing is, like, if you showed me this when I was a kid as like a viable way to fish, which it's not a super viable way to fish, but like I would be doing it. I would go crazy. I wouldn't look up the safety ways. I wouldn't figure out how to do it smart. I would just do it. And then I would get hurt. And that's why I'm like, you know, worried about, hey, let's not make a 8-foot potato cannon. Let's make a 4-foot one. Let's make a 1-inch expansion chamber instead of a 3-inch expansion chamber. Because that way, if somebody copies me without looking up how to do it properly, it's not going to blow up in their face. And if somebody does look up how to do it properly, they'll learn how to build it so it doesn't blow up in their face. I do want to fire it from the boat, though, at some point. Sounds like it'll be a great time. Yeah, I mean, if you have a cool dad, just ask your dad to build a potato cannon with you, and then to test it out somewhere legal. And, you know, if you have a good dad, they'll make sure everything's maybe not safe, but at the very least, not going to blow up. And usually they'll be the people to test it out first, just in case it does blow up. Yeah. Don't tell them about those kind of potato cannons. Those kinds of cannons are actually dangerous. Because the thing is, even if those cannons fire correctly multiple times in a row, if the payload gets plugged, your chamber will explode. Because it is faster than the speed of sound in plastic. So even if it's like plugged and then starts moving with the pressure, you can still blow up your rig and like get really hurt. Froggy, that's not a, oh wow, cool. That's a, hey, don't do that. Dude, you know what? You know what the male energy in me is saying right now? Hang on. Do you guys see that rock that's like hanging on by a thread right there? Or right about there? I want to push that off the pillar so badly. It just could go crash down. But the problem is, in order to get up there, I need to get into that crack, and if it moves, I'm dead. So we're not gonna do that, but it is like eating at me to go do it. Joel, I'm gonna regret saying this, but you can buy both of those ingredients at Ace Hardware without an ID. Now, granted, if you're a 12-year-old, they're going to take one look at your shopping cart and tell you to fuck off. But it's a common thing in welding, so you can just buy it. You just go crazy. Push. Yeah, I want to push it so bad. But the thing is, like, if it shifts forward, I fall to my death, and if it shifts backward, I get crushed to death. And then you'll just, like, see me going up there, and then Thomas, a tank engine thick of it, will start playing. No, Joel, it costs. I know because I've bought these ingredients for other things. It is, I think, $16 and like $10 for both of the canisters. And then in order, you just need like a blowtorch thing to fuel it. And again, like, these are things where if people know what we're talking about, they can Google how to get it. So that's why I don't feel super bad sharing the info. But I'm serious, it is ridiculously easy to get a hold of that chemical for how explosive it is. By the way, I love that TikTok does not restrict this kind of conversation, but restricts like things about hunting. It's like, I can't show you a catch and cook of a fish because that's disturbing. But we're talking in code about effectively building a little bomb. Or maybe they are restricting it with my performance. I'm suddenly down to 4 viewers. What do you guys think? Should we get back in the car or the boat? Yeah, my viewer count is low. I wonder if they're actually restricting it. Like, am I getting a flag for this discussion? Nope. All right. More talk about shop class. Yeah, I mean, if you're in a shop class, you're good. I really wish there was more like shop class in school, if you know what I mean. Like, maybe not a required class, but there's so much cool things you can build and fix. Like, the number of people at our job, because I work with social workers, and not to stereotype, but social workers tend to come from a certain background and have a certain view of the world. And across the board, they don't know how to change their oil. They're driving our clients, like, with mileage reimbursement, obviously, but they're putting on, 10 to 20,000 miles a year in addition to their normal driving. Which is like, what would that be? 3 to 7 voyages? And you could pay somebody $100 a pop, or you could do it for 40 in 15 minutes. And then you could just have more money. You know what I mean? Like, think about it. 7 oil changes. If you save $60 a pop, that's $400 a year in your pocket just by learning how to do something that takes 15 minutes. And the crazy thing is, it's often faster to change your own oil. And you're like, Michael, what are you talking about? You got to jack up your car. No, you don't. You just buy like those stupid ramp things for 20 bucks. And then it's so much faster to just do it in your driveway than it is to like drive to Valvoline, wait in line for your turn to get your oil change. It's just like such an easy thing to do. Or one of our staff was having an issue with his car where he could turn the hazards on, but not the turn signals. And we're like, oh, that's a relay issue. And we're like, what? No, I need to take it to a shop. I'm like, no, dude, it's a relay issue. Like, you can take it to the shop or you can just test the relay. And if it's not the relay, then yeah, sure, go take it to a shop and spend a couple $100. But you should at least, you know, try testing the relay first. And this dude had to grab his like uncle, wait for his uncle to come to town to just remove the dash panel and pop out the relay and put it into a tester. And I mean, luckily we told him that because the shop was quoting him like $400 and the relay is 50. And the job only takes a couple minutes, like just a few minutes. And they were just like, you know, they saw a young social worker with no experience working on cars who had a car that wasn't legal to drive. And they're like, jackpot, we're going to take advantage of this sucker. And yeah, the safety portion's a shop class too. Like knowing what's dangerous, knowing what you shouldn't touch and shouldn't fix is also important. Because, you know, I'm handy replacing like an outlet or a GFI, but I will never open the back of the, what's it called? You know, the back of the outlet where the actual wires live. Because the outlets are all safe. The outlets are all designed to be replaced by like casual people. The circuit breaker is how you burn down your house. You open up the circuit breaker and stop poking around, and your house's like life expectancy just dropped by 30 to 40 years. It's so dangerous to poke around there. And I'm not saying it's like you'll get electrocuted because, you know, most people are smart enough to turn off the power to the house before they do that. But then they add just a little bit of resistance somewhere, and then that resistance corrodes and the resistance builds up over time and then their house burns down. Same with plumbing. Like the number of people who will go on and look up like how to replace a toilet, and they'll see it only takes like an hour or so. And they'll be like, oh yeah, let me just go replace the toilet. And, you know, 3 years later, their floor floods because they did it slightly wrong. It's just that's something you really shouldn't touch unless you really, really know what you're doing. Anyway, you're coming with me, chat. We're gonna go make ourselves another rig. Then we're gonna get... I think I'm gonna try go pretty deep down the canyon in search of some bigger trout. All right, and then for our 3 hooks, we'll have a rapala, a rooster, and a worm. Hello. Okay, and then we'll actually put the worm in line correctly this time, so it doesn't pop off if it gets snagged. One of these things I started using. Oh, wait, why is the camera all fucked up? Sorry about that, chat. Why is the camera all messed up? There we go. Okay, sorry about that, chat. Anyway, look, we got these 3-way swivels. They've been like a real game changer for these types of rigs. Because essentially what you can do is you can have things that break at certain points instead of blowing up your whole rig when they get snagged. One, 2, 3, 4. One, 2. And if you tie certain knots weaker, it also means it's more likely that even if you do get snagged and have to break something, you keep your more expensive lures at the top. One, 2, 3, 4. This is going to be the weight now. That's actually way too big to do the weight, so it's going to be our rooster tail. 2, 3, 4. And our rooster tail's only good, our weight's only going to be 2. Hey chat, here? Before I commit, what color rooster tail? Should I use a brown rooster tail, a silver, a gray, or a like leopard rooster tail? So again, the options are here. Options are white, brown, gray, and we will call this jaguar. While I get the rest of the stuff ready, let me know what you guys think is lucky. White? Perfect. Also, Joel, real talk, don't send me 50 cents. Just use it. I know 50 cents doesn't feel like a lot, but if you do it enough, it adds up to real money. But you should be spending that money on you. One, 2. We only do 2 on the, what's it called, weight side, because we want it to break early. And I'm going to grab a 4-ouncer. I'm out of 6ers. No, I'm not out of 6ers, actually. I think there's a 6er in here. Is there? Where are you? You're also a 4. All right, I'll use a cannonball. Cannonballs are cheaper. Cannonballs are cheaper and also sink better. All right, and then this is going to be our worm. Just the coins you had left. I guess. The thing is, like, I know TikTok really pushes it, but the reality is we don't get a lot of money from those coins. So, like, of those 56 cents you've spent, I probably, in my pocket, will see about 20 something. No, less than that. Less than 20 cents, most likely. And you're just essentially paying a bunch of people transaction fees and royalties. And, you know, obviously if it's your livelihood, whatever. But, like, imagine I were to do this full time, right? And, like, let's say I need to earn at least 60 grand in order to keep my current standard of living, right? People would have to donate like $200,000, $300,000 just so I could keep my normal standard of living. That's like a fucking Bugatti every year. So much money. And that's not so I can have a Bugatti. That's so I can have like a standard middle class experience. And I think when you put it into like those perspectives, it's like, oh, this whole thing is a scam. The only people making money are people who are like entertaining millions of people, which, you know, power to them. But they're making a lot of the money from the sponsorships. And don't even get me started on sponsorships. Sponsorships are a whole different level of cringe. Big, is it Shady? Is Shady back? Do I have to tell a friend? I love naming my streams shit like that, where like instead of describing what I'm doing, it's called like Shady's back in parentheses, tell a friend. And the funny thing is, I think like a lot of my viewers are too young to even understand that reference. Tell a trusted adult. Tell a law enforcement officer. Tell an ATF agent. Don't tell ICE. Look, do you want cheap tacos or do you not want cheap tacos? Do you want tamales on the corner or do you not want tamales on the street corner? That's what the Bend illegal immigrants do. They just set up like a tamale stop somewhere. What is? No. I watched a guy catch a kokanee while I was targeting the same school. But I'm gonna go for some big fish now, which means I'm gonna go pretty far down the canyon and possibly get myself into trouble. But if you're not potentially getting yourself in trouble, are you really having the most fun you can? This analysis brought to you by Central. Our lawyers have not reviewed this statement for accuracy. The claims made in this live stream have not been verified by independent third-party auditors. Please take any claims of this live stream with a grain of salt. This live stream may contain misinformation. Any misinformation you believe is subject. Oh my god, I need so many disclaimers on my streams, by the way. Disclaimer, you are listening to a neurodivergent guy with a very unique life experience. Oh, come on. Uh-oh. Okay. You know, I just gotta get a little wet, don't I? Come on. Fuck. Woo! That could have ended badly. Okay. All right, my socks got a little wet and that. Oh, there we go. Now my socks got really wet. That's why we're wearing them. Oh fuck, my thing's backwards. Is it? Yeah. It was. Okay. All right, let's go fish. You know what my favorite ads were, by the way? And I've still been trying to figure out how to turn them into a intro. It's the how it feels to chew 5 gum ads. Those ads are so goated. It's like, how it feels to chew 5 gum. I mean, that's a huge oversimplification, but it's true. So basically, since I've had a couple people asking about it, essentially the way it works is the Starlink initializes an unstable connection, and then the Raspberry Pi, which is running a Linux server, is re-encoding the feed from my GoPro and broadcasting it out to my home computer. And my home computer is then recompiling the feed with the audio separately and then turning it into like a coherent video so that whenever there's drops due to the Starlink, it can fix itself. Yeah, Skittles ads were goated too. Jack in the Box ads were goated. That's why. Jack in the Box had a lot of like shock value ads. But the problem is a lot of them were not politically correct. I was looking at earlier today when I was putting my video out, I was looking at that ad that they made where it was about like, what do women really want? That was a good ad. Yeah, Des, it took on and off about 3 years to develop this setup. I just had a bite. I'm gonna go slow. And I'm probably in the top 1% of people when it comes to like programming and shit. And I mean, that's just because like only, you know, less than 1% of the population's a professional programmer. But it's, for a layperson without a lot of money and a lot of time, it's functionally impossible to get like this kind of connection out here, at least right now. Eventually somebody will make a platform that lets you do this, but I guarantee it's not going to be free when the first person does it. It's going to be like Streamlabs, where it's free for like regular use, but as soon as you start making money, they're going to start billing you. And I've thought about selling the tech, but the problem is even still, the tech's pretty unstable. Like earlier today, actually that wasn't even caused by the tech. It was caused by the GoPro. Apparently you can't put a GoPro and on top of a Starlink because it'll get really confused while the Starlink's trying to broadcast the Wi-Fi down to the GoPro. It like gets overpowered. That's funny, they painted 10 miles an hour into that rock. Which, by the way, I don't actually know if they have jurisdiction over this, because this is BLM land. And usually BLM land, those look like state buoys. So the state might have just put them down there, but I don't actually think they can enforce it. Because usually BLM land is you can do whatever the fuck you want. That's why it's so fun. I've been out here since like 2 o'clock. I started streaming at 2 o'clock, but it took forever to get everything together. Oh my God, look at him. You guys see him? Do you guys see him? Here, I'll try to get closer. I try to get closer without disturbing them, because I don't want to bug them. Oh no, they're scared. I'm not going to get any closer. It's 2 geese. They're nesting. Yeah, but a navigable waterway doesn't necessarily mean it's got rules. I mean, I'm sure there's some way they can like give you a ticket if you're being an asshole, even if it's not specifically that. And let's be honest, it's not like I can go 10 miles an hour, so I benefit from this rule quite a bit. Means I don't get buzzed by fucking jet skis. I'm just saying it's weird. This is a really beautiful canyon, though. I like this canyon quite a bit. Let me see when the actual like channel ends real quick. I like how it tells me you visit this site often. Okay, Cape Long Cobos, we're Eugene. Here we go. Ah, it doesn't map this part out. Okay. Let's keep going. By the way, I wonder how my video today is doing. Kind of a weird intro. I feel like a lot of people might have skipped it. Okay, this is like the perfect spot for this thing. Oh, that's right, I don't have a... I was gonna go shoot it into that cave. Yeah, let's put it back for now. I do have to remember that sunset's in about half an hour, so I can't be just horsing around for too long. And at some point I am gonna have to head back. By the way, this is all like legal hunting area. For the most part. I think one of these has like a ranch. Here, you know what I'm gonna do? I'm actually gonna do something fun. Maybe I can get a third-person cam going if I do this. It's worth a shot. Oh, I'm almost out of battery. What's my battery? 5. Where's the batteries? Oh no, the batteries are in the front. Okay, here, let's do an experiment. Let's see if this works. Hi, chat. Ah! It didn't work. This doesn't look too bad. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to find a place to park over here on the right. And then I'm going to go replace the batteries. That will cause the stream to drop for a few minutes. Because right now I don't have a grace, like, now that I'm encoding the audio and the video together, once I turn off the video, it kind of freaks out. I'm just gonna be like looking for a nice landing place. Let's go reel this in real quick before we get into trouble. Oh bro, I was not far behind. Let's go put this here. Out of sight, out of mind. And then let's go paddle in. What do you guys think of this? I guess this view of the most handsome content creator to ever exist. Oh, nice. And then I'll go get the Canon materials out. Ooh, there's a parking spot right here. That's nice. Yeah, I'm just landing real quick. Because I gotta go. So I'm gonna replace the GoPro batteries, which means the stream is gonna drop for a bit. And if I, right here, nice. There we go. Dude, just go out in winter like all the cool kids do. You wear enough layers, it feels like it's summer. It's like unironically 32 degrees right now where I am, but I'm wearing 4 layers, so it feels super warm. Okay. All right, things are gonna start dropping out for a second. That's just me changing out batteries. Try to stay patient and I'll be right back. Excuse me. What the fuck is wrong with this? Oh, this is going backwards. Is there, we don't force things, Michael. Okay. Nice. My phone? There's my phone. Okay. See if done. Fuck you, GoPro. Thank you. Test. Live stream. I don't think this is gonna work first. Connect in. Turn this off. Heard a hawk. Is FFmpeg restart? Hello, chat. Grand size not set. There we go. That means we should be back. Okay. I believe we're back now. So what we're gonna do? Just gonna watch for any errors for a second. Here we go. SRT with delay is loaded. Yeah, we're good. Okay, we're good. All right. Let's go back out. And in 8 minutes, I'll probably have to do the puzzle, which is going to be obnoxious. So, there we go. Let's get back out. All right. Yo, floppy fish, how's it going? What do you think of my new setup? I think I accidentally pressed F5 at some point. Uh-oh. Am I snagged? God damn it. I am. I just snagged on some plants, though. Hang on 1 second, I gotta go free my lures. Oh no, don't do that. I'm going good. Okay. Come on. Go. Here we go. Let's go get everything cleared off and let's get this back. Oh my god, fuck you. I hate treble hooks so much. No, don't go into the rocks. I swear to god, if this gets snagged again, I'm going to be extremely upset. But we can actually probably use this to our advantage. So rotation, nice. All right. And then we good? No, we're not. The paw is stuck. There we we go. Are we good now? Everything is swimming? Everything is swimming. Okay, perfect. Let's get a little bit away from the rocks. And let's go. So right now I'm in the Crooked River Canyon. And right now I'm just resetting all my rigs so that I can actually catch some fish. Put this behind us. Oh shit, fuck you. There we go. And then once I start paddling, you should hear it spooling. There you go. And that means we're slowly getting deeper and deeper. As my little lures make a swimming motion, it pulls it out for me. And then after we get like 100 feet out, we can just tighten it up. And then the lures will swim behind me like 50 to 100 feet. There we go. Now I can just tighten that. And are we at an hour yet? 56 minutes. So at 5:32, I gotta complete the puzzle. Now I can sit back, sit up straight. There we go. Make the camera a little bit nicer. By the way, what do you guys think of this third-person camera instead of a first-person view? It means I can actually haul ass now. And the cool thing about like having a detached camera like this is I can still like pick it up and show you guys shit. Like look at this canyon. Look at all these cool walls. I love this spot. This is like one of my favorite spots that's nearby. See ya, Floppy. I can actually rotate now because I don't have to worry about how the field of view looks. Brooke be texting. I'm surprised I have service out here, honestly. Because I'm really in the middle of nowhere. I can see your chats, Chris. Well, I can see that one. I don't know if you said other things that TikTok's filtering out. Ah, shit. I've got a battery level low warning on my earbuds, which means I won't be able to hear YouTube soon. It's okay, this YouTube chat is dead today. Like, I like how he's like, "Are you doing any fishing?" And I haven't caught anything yet. I'm so salty. Somebody caught kokanee right in front of me. And they just threw the kokanee back. That was the worst part. These motherfuckers have like the tastiest fish in their possession. They're like, toss them back. Also, it's about that time where I need to go complete the... Hang on, I need to do the puzzle. Like once an hour, TikTok will make you do a puzzle to prove that you're not like just sleep streaming like they do on Twitch. But these puzzles are really obnoxious. Because you gotta know when they are. Fucking hell. Oh no, I got 13 seconds. Come on, get it. Apparently if you fail the puzzle test too many times in a row, it just boots you out. That was not nice of them. Okay. We are back. That was obnoxious. Ah. Well, there goes all my viewers. Let's see how long it takes everyone to join back in. Oh, there goes some geese. These music tracks are from RuneScape. Specifically old school RuneScape. There you go. Look at them. Blasting range. Bang, bang. You see them? They're kind of camouflaged pretty well. Those goobers are lucky it's not hunting season. Apparently if you fail the puzzle 4 times in a row, it just kicks you out. The puzzle's really hard to do remotely with a wet screen, by the way. And I know that most of the time they're like, you know, 99.99% of TikTok streamers are not kayaking around in a boat somewhere with a wet screen. So I get it, you know. They're just trying to prevent spam, but goddamn, that's like one of the most annoying parts about streaming on TikTok. It's completing the goddamn puzzles, because you even get to the puzzle in time, and then it's like completing it's just hard. There we go. But at least I got another hour before I have to deal with puzzles. And by the time 6:30 runs around, I better be done streaming and out of here. Otherwise, I'm going to have other problems. It's a pretty great soundtrack. It's also like totally royalty free to use in streams, which is super nice. Because essentially what the RuneScape team is banking on is, you know, if enough people use these tracks in their live streams, people will get nostalgia for playing the game and come back. So they get like free advertisement, and the streamer gets like free kind of generic background music that doesn't sound like it was made by AI. I'll go show you guys a cool thing in a second. There's like an old ancient kind of waterfall thing that has a bunch of like essentially deposits alongside of it. They're not all bangers, I'll be honest. I really got to start deleting some of them. But enough of them are bangers that I can just play it. And no, I haven't caught anything. I'm gonna go show you guys some cool waterfalls though. So they're not running right now because it's not raining, but they're like ancient waterfalls. Hey, that's cool. I'm officially a D2 streamer now. The shoots. Crooked River Canyon today. I was in the Deschutes arm the other day. Deschutes is pretty nice, but I haven't done the Crooked River in a while. And now that I have this kayak, I like it a lot. Dude, I like this kayak more than my boat with the motor. Even though the motorboat was pretty fun. This like brings me back to high school days when I used to race these things. I do really think I need to turn around though. It's getting late. Sun is gonna set soon. I genuinely think sun sets in like 5 minutes, by the way. Where even am I? Watch me be like a few miles deep. Oh, I'm not too deep. Where's the dam again? Okay, I'm not close to the dam at least. You know, if the weather is nice, I might come back here tomorrow. And just start a little earlier. And then go up to the dam. The dam would be fun. You guys still got sunlight? I have like literally 5 minutes of sunlight and I'm over a mile away from the car, so I really gotta turn around now. I'm a mile away from my car downwind, and the sun's about to set. So I really gotta turn around, I think. I'll go show you guys those waterfalls though. I'm talking about them. Some comments were filtered, get wrecked nerd. I just scared a bunch of scoters, that's fun. So here's an old waterfall that was formed by a spring. It's going to be coming up on the right. go. Let me go shut to you real quick. Get out. After it rains a bunch, that spring will flow and then it'll turn into a waterfall. We had some snow up here too, but luckily not down by Madras. And there's another waterfall over here. But it's not so much a waterfall, it's more a spring that kind of runs down the mountain. But this spring contains a lot of minerals. So you see mineral deposits that form along the path. Stop trying to change the... It's crap, there we go. All right. There we go. All right. There we go. Look at this one. See all like the cool calcium deposits that form on the way down? And then unfortunately, those are all the springs. So you're not gonna see any more quote unquote waterfalls for a while. Ooh, hello. So we're just gonna have to go back. And now I'm just gonna go a little quicker. Just because I am going into the wind, and because I do have to get back relatively soon. And now I'm going into deep water. Let's go loosen this up. You don't have any audio? What do you mean you don't have any audio? Shit, does anyone else have audio? Ooh, scoters. Have audio. Somebody let me know if you guys have audio, please. That'd be super helpful. God damn it, stupid wind. We have audio. Okay, so he's just cringe. I don't know what's going on with this thing. You're good. Okay. Oh my god, this stupid wind. Stop trying to turn me. Look at snag. Ooh, am I on something? I don't think I'm on something, but you know what? Let's see if I have. Because that was weird. No. I must have had a bite though. Look at the worm. Yeah, if the Rapala is tangled like that, I had a bite. It wasn't on the worm, it was on the Rapala actually. It's a bummer. Because usually a Rapala bite indicates a big brown. And those are like my favorite things to catch. Well, let's drop this down. Oh, if somebody could tell them I'm in Central Oregon, that'd be super helpful. And the first person to leak my full home address gets gold. I'll go find you on Reddit and give you Reddit gold. By the way, that winding's intentional. Also, actually, guys, I have an even better idea. Try to convince them I'm from, think fast, guys. Where am I from? I'm from, this is New York. Tell them this is upstate New York, please. The more you guys can convince him it's upstate New York, the happier I'll feel. No, but why? Kai has his volume turned off. So you guys all have to try to convince Kai I'm in upstate New York. And that this is what upstate New York looks like. Uh-oh, Kai just followed. Kai's in on it. I have a magical device that gives me access to internet anywhere in the world. Yeah, there you guys go. Kai followed, so I feel like he's just messing with us. But it is still pretty funny to pretend we're in upstate New York here. Oh, I'm gonna cut myself, by the way, if I keep this up. I really need to place this down. Oh, shit, that's not right. No, tell them the land out here is actually super cheap. Tell them we got a bargain for it. Yeah, that's why I'm on the river, dude. I can't afford a house. I love, here, let me show you how fast I'm going upwind, by the way. I used to race these things in high school, so I'm pretty fast. Unfortunately, that was in high school, so I have no endurance. It's mainly obliques. But you really want to be using all of your muscle groups when you're kayaking. So you can even see me using my legs. God damn it, phone. Stop clicking on random shit. Whew. There we go. Yeah, Billy Chinook. Brooke keeps trying to message me where I am. If only there was a way she could figure out exactly where I was. A website she could go to where my exact real-time location would become visible. Do a barrel roll. I am actually going to text her just so she doesn't worry. Stop it. Oh no, we're turning. Stop it. It's the one annoying part about the wind. It keeps turning me. Okay. I am actually starting to run out of daylight. So actually what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna make a full turn this way. Just to get away from the rocks over here. I mean, I do other things too, but why? As evidenced by the fact that we are about to lose daylight and I'm still very far away from my car. Oh my God, fucking hell. My phone keeps getting wet. Because it's getting wet. It's trying to do shit. I don't have Surface. Or at least not cell service. Whew. So how are you live? It's a mystery, isn't it? It's one of life's great unsolved challenges. Come on, turn. Man, I would love, by the way, let's just take a moment to appreciate that. Look at that cliff, that overhanging one. Oh, also ducks. Could you imagine, like, rock climbing that thing? Okay, hang on. Sorry, Chad, I'm gonna get blown into the rocks if I don't. I hate this wind. Sorry about this, chat. If I hit the rocks, I'll get my line snagged, and that's gonna be a whole pain in the ass, so I'm just gonna get some distance real quick. Sorry about this. Anyone going to stream snipe? It's gonna be the world's hardest stream snipe, I'll be honest. All right. Hello, chat. Come here. No, don't fall. Okay, there we go. Whew. No, I can't, because my channel's big enough that I'll get copyright striked. So, y'all are stuck with RuneScape music. Me, on the other hand, I am listening to Pendulum. I am having a great music experience. Why did the wind have to do what it always does after sunset? Why couldn't it have just stayed calm? Yeah, guys, I might just have to call the stream here. It's getting pretty dark. I might just pull up against these rocks and kind of kill it. I eat raw fish all the time, dude. I'm from Hawaii. There we go. Yeah, I still got like a half mile to the car. So I'm just gonna park here and haul ass to the car. But thank you all for joining me. It's gonna take me a little while to disconnect everything. But I'll probably be live tomorrow with something fun. So just look for that notification, and I'll see you guys around.